Hey everybody, this is Philip Hawkins and I'm the instructor for Music of the World. I'm a drummer and have been living here in the Bay Area for about 22 years. Still play the drums and will invite you to come out and see a performance if you like, maybe for your concert report at some point. So I'm an active musician in addition to teaching here at Mission College and try to bring that musician and audience interface together so that people can experience music in a more active way. Even an online class, we'll try to do that if we can. Let's start with my contact information. I am over at the Gilmore Center on the Mission College campus in Office GC 117. I've listed my phone number here for you too, but honestly the best way to get a hold of me is through Canvas email. You can shoot me an email through Canvas and it will come straight to me. And I understand that there is the need for students to sign up with a WVM email address. So if you haven't done that yet and you're able to see this video, make sure that you do so that you can stay connected to the college and get information for this class and other stuff that's going on at the college. All right, we're going to go through the assignments that are required for this class. And basically it's 3 categories of assignments. There will be some chapter questions based on each chapter of the reading. There will be 3 exams for the class, as well as some discussion forums and a concert report that you will write. There's a page in the orientation lecture that's labeled class schedule and assignments. Please pay close attention to this page because the only thing that I can really control in an online class is when things are due. So I've given you the due dates for every assignment for the class. There are no makeups. You can't make up a missed assignment or a quiz or an exam. So whatever you're using to keep your life organized, if you're using your phone or a calendar, go through and log all of these due dates so that you know exactly when each assignment is due. And I will add to that, make sure that you know that everything is always due at 10 o'clock in the morning. This is typically when I'm working on the class. So all assignments for this class, no matter what they are always due on their due date at 10 o'clock in the morning. I'm assuming that most of you know how to get to Canvas, but there is a link on the Mission College homepage if you're not sure how to get in there. You're going to sign in with your student ID number and your birth date. Once you get into Canvas, there will be a homepage for your courses, and then of course you'll pick world music. And once you jump onto that course, you should see our homepage for the class. I would recommend going to there's a Start Here menu that has the syllabus and probably this video. But most of the time you will be looking at the modules page for the Canvas course. You'll see chapter questions as they open up. The exams will appear for the time period that they're available. The discussions for each unit are pretty much up during the entire time that we're studying a unit. And the concert report should also be there all the time. You can work on that anytime you like. You can do it early, or you can procrastinate like everybody else does and do it the night before. But I definitely wouldn't recommend that. So go to the modules page and you'll see all the assignments there. And in some cases, I've actually told you when, like you can see the due date and I might even put it in the title of the assignment, but really it's up to you to kind of mark those due dates ahead of time so you know when things are due. Let's talk about the textbook for the class. It's called Worlds of Music by Jeff Todd Titan. And it's very important that you actually get some version of the textbook. You can get a used version that's printed. It could be an older edition, and that's totally fine with me. Or you can go for the rental online if you don't mind reading an ebook. There is also the option of going to the Mission College library where they have copies available for students there. And honestly, the reading could be done in about an hour a week or so. It's not a ton of reading. So if that's something that you're on campus anyway, and you want to take advantage of that, it's completely free and available for students in the class. All right, I'm just going to dive in a little bit more detail on the chapter questions and the exams. The chapter questions are available for about a week, and you can work on them, save your work, and come back to it later. There will be a mix of multiple choice, true, false, maybe some essays. The exams are different. They're actually a timed event. They open up from basically a Tuesday through a Thursday when they're due. And once you start working, the clock starts ticking. So you have 2 hours to finish the exams. So my recommendation is to get yourself into a quiet place with solid internet connection where you know that you won't be disturbed, you don't have any other responsibilities, and you can really just focus on taking the test. Because again, for the exams, once you start, you have to finish it within that 2 hour window. I'd like to talk briefly about writing essays for this class. The chapter questions as well as the exams will have some essays assigned. And essentially what we're looking for are 2 healthy paragraphs, not just 2 very long sentences, but 2 paragraphs with multiple sentences. And we would like to see you cite specific examples from the class. Maybe it's referring to the author of the textbook. You might say, according to the textbook, this happened or this idea was given. And it's okay to do it that way. You can be informal. You don't have to cite sources per se. But if you are referring to a book or a reading or something that you found online, tell me that. It's also great to refer to videos that I might link on the Canvas page or something else that you saw, or maybe something from your concert report experience, or even from a discussion with another student, or the PDF lectures that I offer for each chapter. Use your own words. Don't copy information from the internet. Put it into your own voice and take the opportunity to teach me what you know. So the best indication that you're understanding the material is if you could explain it to somebody else. So I think that when you write an essay, it's a good idea to kind of center yourself, think about what you're going to say, and then basically teach it back to me. And that will tell me that you understand the concept, the terminology, whatever it might be that I'm asking you about. But with that frame of mind, that's kind of how you should write your essays. Lastly, it's important that we use proper spelling and grammar. I'm a musician, I'm a drummer, but in a world music class, I still think it's important to stress communication skills and being able to write and communicate your ideas clearly on paper or in text. So capitalizing words at the beginning of sentences, minding your spelling of words like there, which can be kind of tricky for some folks. Just take an extra moment to make sure that you're trying to write clearly using proper grammar and spelling. That's much appreciated. One more word about the final exam. It's not really cumulative. It's really just exam 3 based on the last 3 chapters of the book. However, there is a section of the final exam that is somewhat cumulative in that I'm going to ask you map questions. There will be questions that ask you to relate or correlate an idea from the class to a geographic location on a world outline map. Those maps are found in the Unit 3 folder, so you have to download them and you can print them out, or you can just look at them, on another, like an iPad or whatever you're looking at it on. But you cannot answer the questions without first looking at those maps that are provided. So some people get confused about that. Just want to make sure it's very clear. For Unit 3, you have to download a couple of maps and then connect some idea from the class to a geographic location on the map. Also, I'm including study guides for each unit. These will have lists of terms, ideas from each chapter that kind of help focus your study. And I would say, just as you would for any other class, it's important to take notes and maybe printing out the study guides and filling in the information in the margins. I think it's a great way to focus in on the items that we find important for the class. Okay, I want to give you some information about the concert report. This is an easy assignment. It should be a fun assignment. Really, you should think of this as just an opportunity to go out either on a date or just go out with a friend and have a good time. The purpose is to send you out to hear and experience music live. It's great to watch videos, and I like to watch YouTube videos as much as anybody. But there's something different about going into a venue and hearing musicians play live and interact with the audience and with each other. And for you to take in the sights and the sounds and sometimes the smells, the whole experience of hearing live music. I would also encourage you to really seek out music that is related to the content of this class. This is a world music class. It's not a Western classical music class. We have another class for that, which is music appreciation. So there's nothing wrong with seeing the symphony or a string quartet, but that's not this class. So we want to try to find music that's related to the topics that we're studying in the course. And I've given you a link on the Canvas page to the KCSM Jazz Datebook. Admittedly, a lot of those events are going to be jazz, blues, R&B, but they actually also cover a lot of world music too, like Afro-Cuban music, Brazilian music, and music from other parts of the world. And there's literally something happening every single night of the week. So living in the Bay Area as we do, there's no shortage of opportunities to go out and hear some really interesting live music. And please push yourself to go hear something that you're not familiar with. It's tempting to want to go hear your favorite band play and write a report about it, but often, most of the time, I would say those are the worst reports that I get. So even if it's a bad experience, that's actually a good experience, because sometimes the worst experiences that we have offer us the most things to talk about and to explain. So it's not really a requirement that you like the music or even any of the music in this course. That's not at all what we're trying to do here. It's more important that you have a unique experience that you can write about. And please read the concert report form before you go. This will kind of focus your attention on some things that you're going to write about later. So you're going to pay more attention to those ideas. And I even suggest that you go up to the musicians, if it's appropriate, if it's casual enough, on a break and introduce yourself and ask them questions. Kind of interview the musicians and maybe ask them about the style of music, where it comes from. Does it have some other purpose? Traditionally, is the folkloric version of that music meant for a ritual or a spiritual practice? Maybe they can clarify what an instrument is called or how it's played. And this will give you some really great information that you can include in your concert report. All right, jump on the discussion forum. It is a graded assignment. It's required for the class, but honestly, it's just free points. You really just have to participate to get credit for the discussion forum. And I've been noticing lately that students are really kind of getting into it in terms of talking with each other and with me. So it's a great way to ask questions for myself or other students in the class about a particular topic, or maybe to share something that was working for you or a venue that you went to that you really enjoyed or a group that you saw. So jump into the discussion forums. There's one for each unit. And again, those are really just free points waiting for you to claim them. It's really pretty easy to get. I hope this has helped. If you have any more questions, please contact me through Canvas email, and I'll see you online.